How are we doing, everybody? I'm Kevin Shaw, editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. You are here watching a Sunday night live session. These go on for about an hour, hour and a half. We never stay on topic. We always hit tangents, and I'm far too damn loud into the microphone. So I hope you're ready. Tonight's going to be a little bit easier going. We're just taking questions all night long. Questions, comments. Sing me an Irish song. I don't care. If you can't tell already, man, I am burned out. Okay, I have no notes prepared. I have no lesson prepared. I have got nothing set up. I drove in from Florida yesterday afternoon and immediately started working on the wife's car and then my project car. And then I was up till about midnight. And holy crap. Even though I slept 10 hours, I came home from church and took another 3-hour nap. I think I'm well rested now, but I'm emotionally burned out. All right. Well, let's talk about a couple things of news. Got a couple of bits of news, and then I'll get into all the questions because I saw people already started before me. First and foremost, this Friday, March 25th, we'll be hosting our incredibly small, incredibly arduous, incredibly poor-timed Damn Tennessee ride. And that is where we set in. We're going to be setting in at Old Hickory Launch and Ramp, which is on the south side of Old Hickory Dam. And so we don't have to lock through the dam, but we just park there and launch out of there's a tiny, tiny little launch ramp. And we'll be doing the launch there. That'll be at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. You got to have your ski in the water because as soon as the sun pokes, we're going. But we're going to be doing about over 400 miles. And it's just going to be 60. We're going to be around 60 miles an hour, just not pinned. But for a lot of you naturally aspirated guys, that's probably pinned. And we're going to be doing through Cheatham Lock, refilling at Clarksville, and then going into Kentucky. And from there, as long as time is on our side, we'll do all 440 miles. If we got some slower guys that are doing 55, then we won't be able to do all 440 miles. But basically, we're going to see how far we can go on the first half, the first 6 hours. And if we hit the halfway point, which is Paris Landing, before 6 o'clock or before noon, then we turn around and that's 220 miles each way. And we've done 440 miles. We have the gas stops. We have the mileage between gas stops. Everyone who wants to do the ride needs to bring extra fuel. You need to bring extra fuel. There's no jet ski on this planet that gets the fuel mileage that has the range to do the whole thing without stopping for gas. You're probably going to be spending $300 or more in gasoline. Okay. If you're supercharged, you're probably going to want to bring some octane additives. It doesn't matter what brand. I don't care what brand it is. Don't ask me what brand of fuel additive. I don't care and I won't answer you. Don't care. All right. But we'll be doing the, just because you're not going to find 91, 93 octane on the water. You're going to find 87. So, or 89. So bring some fuel additive, especially if you're a Sea-Doo and Cowie. Oh, God, if you're a Cowie, please bring fuel additive. Oh, my goodness. Yamaha has a knock sensor, is very good at dumping down or correcting for detonation. And then all it'll do is it'll totally jack up your fuel mileage because it's going to start running really rich to try to keep the engine from detonating. So if you don't know what that means, and I need to explain it, I will. You just ask. but bring extra fuel, bring fuel additive. Please make sure your gas cans are properly attached. They are strong. Ratchet straps, not bungee cords. Ratchet straps. Heavy duty ratchets. If you lose your gas cans, go home. You're going to have to turn around and go home. They don't sell gas cans at these marinas. I haven't found anyone that sells a gas can bigger than 1 gallon. Just please make sure your stuff is really, really tight. Make sure it's tightened down. Because if we hit a rough spot or a barge comes by and you yard sale all your stuff, we can't help you. You got to turn around. You got to go home. Your day is done. I don't know. I can't have one person pull everybody down. I can't. And there's only going to be about 5 of us. So I'm not expecting a big crowd. It's, again, Friday. It's Friday. It's on a Friday because we didn't want the boat traffic of a Saturday because everybody is going to be on the water Saturday. Okay. So, all right. That was that. Okay. Jerseys. We have the colors for the jerseys. The new jerseys will be the 3 colors that you guys get to pick from on the jerseys are going to be published, I want to say Tuesday. Tuesday, it's going to be published. And no, Christian, go look up my review. I'm not going to waste everyone's time. Tuesday on watercraftjournal.com. So if you are only on our YouTube channel, you got to go to watercraftjournal.com and go look at the colors. All right. You know what? No, that's not true. Scratch that. We're going to put the 3 colors up the same day on the YouTube channel because the YouTube channel also allows for multiple pictures to be published on a post. So we're going to have the 3 colors up. You guys get to vote. You're going to have to write a comment and go, I like red, or I like blue, or I like green. Those are the 3 colors. All right. Dark green, not electric Cowie green, but dark green, dark blue, like a Yamaha blue, and red, like Viper red. Okay. So that goes live on Tuesday. So, okay, those are the 2 major things I'm talking about. Got a super chat. Scott Redden asks, hey, Kevin, I love the videos. My wife and I are going to Marathon Key from Nova Scotia, Canada, and taking the Sea-Doo for the month of April. Is there anything I must have for offshore riding around the Keys? Believe it or not, if you're trying to do all the Keys, it's kind of a miserable ride. The ooh and ah of the scenery kind of wears off really quickly, especially when you're on the inside lane. But make sure you have GPS. Make sure that you have GPS navigation. You have redundant systems. All right. If you have your Sea-Doo GPS dashboard, have a handheld GPS. You're going to need it. You can get turned around pretty quickly. Have extra batteries. Bring safety equipment and provisions like I have detailed exhaustively in previous videos. Extra sunscreen, water, food, an anchor, change of clothes just in case. Things can break, so you're going to want some safety equipment. If you don't have a spot, which is one of those little orange GPS, personal GPS locators, VHF radio would be good. Flares would be good. I like the water dye packets. Those are very good as well. Bring spark plugs, bring zip ties, bring some tools. I've done that. Try to always bring extra fuel. If you have means of charging your phone, if you have a USB port on your ski, if you haven't done it, install it. It's a good part to put on. And a charger cord so your phone is always charged. That's a lot of stuff already. I think that's a lot. And I'm sure the rest of the crowd will be able to give you more answers. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. If you have a question and you're too damn cheap to do a super chat, start your question with the word question in capital letters. Otherwise, I will not see your question. I'm going to scroll up and see what questions we've got. But if you have a question for me to answer, capital letters, the word question begins your sentence. Otherwise, I will not see it. All right? Let's go forward and see what we got here. By the way, everyone, Billy's here. So let's all say, hey, Billy. Okay. Billy is here. I hope you enjoyed the video I did for Billy. I like that one. Okay. We start at the top. First like of the Sunday. All right. Josh Gertan asks, are the Yamahas with Nano XL 2 hulls worth keeping if you're not racing them? Yes. Given the fragileness, would it be worth going back to getting one of an SMC? If you've got one that's paid for, I'd keep it. Just take good care of it. Just don't trash your stuff. Most people who are going out there and having delamination problems, most people, not all, I understand, and everyone thinks they're a special case. They're not. Most people, though, who have delamination issues have had delamination issues because they do not take good care of their stuff. Oh, not me. Not me. I'm special. I'm a unique little snowflake that my school advisor said that I was special, and I don't screw up at all. My mommy says I'm the most handsome boy in class. That's most jet skiers. They think they didn't do anything, and then they realize they have giant gouges in their hull, or they've ran it up the bunks of their trailer at 30 miles an hour, or they ran it up a beach, and lo and behold, there was a Corona bottle, buried under the sand and, saws the hull. Yes, you can totally enjoy the hell out of any Nano XL2 hull GP. I've had several GPs and FXs with Nano and Nano 2 hulls, and I've never had a crack. I've never had delamination. I have had gouges and scratches in the paint. And what do? I fill it in. All right. I bevel the edges. Bevel. Look up the word bevel. I'm not going to, if you don't know what it means. But I bevel the edges of the paint, sand it a little bit, and then I take paint filler. You can go to Color Right and get the correct paint filler, and it comes in like a little self-contained bottle, like nail polish with a little brush, and it's like $30. You go and you fill it in, and it looks like crap, and you go back the next day and you fill it in some more, and it looks like crap, and then you take a little bit of sandpaper, wet sandpaper, like 500 grit, and you wet sand it. And if it's still not good enough, put a little bit more in, and you layer it. Layer paint. Multiple layers, like 5 layers. But you wet sand the last 2 or 3 layers of it. It'll come out great. And then why do I do that? Why is Kevin spouting insanity? He's crazy. Is because that gouge where the paint is will begin to peel away, and all of a sudden, woof, there goes your entire hull. So if you got scratches in the paint of your hull, what should you do? I don't know, Mr. Wizard. What should I do? Bevel the paint, sand the little hole as I sand. Sand the floor. Sand the floor. Sand it. Paint it in. Go to Color Right. RITE, Color Right. Get the right color paint, because they have the factory paint codes, and you paint it in. And then you fill it in some more, and you fill it in some more. And after a week, you'll be done. And most people will never be able to tell. And that's how you do it. Moving on. Let's go. Good job, Kevin. Do you think the modern Superjet-based wave blaster would be a good idea? Yes, but they don't give a damn what I think. Yamaha hates my guts. What is the best oil for all my PWCs? VR1 from Valvoline. What team do you want to win in the NCAA? I don't even know. I don't care. I don't watch sports. Little boys play with balls. Men make things with tools. Hey, Kevin, got 2 recall letters for my Yamaha GP 1800 SVHO. One is the safety switch, where water can leak into it and cause corrosion, which can lead to switch failing. The other, Tobster, is for a fuel neck issue. Question, any info or news regarding these recalls? Yes, do them! Do them. Go to the dealership right now. Go. Yes, do them. It's a safety recall. Read the letter. It says don't operate your ski without it. One is a fuel leak issue. Kaboom. The other one is, hey, if you pull the lanyard and the engine's running, the engine might not turn off and just keep going, and you'll be stuck out in the water. So yes, do them. What more do you want from me? You want detail from it? Okay, sure. The supplier for the switch, which the actual safety switch, where the lanyard goes in. Here's a hook. Lanyard pops up the hook, and that's your safety switch. It's called a kill switch by most people's nomenclature. And their supplier changed when they redesigned the handlebars, and the switch is no good. So they got to go in there and pull out the old switch and put the new switch in. And that way, when you pull the lanyard, it'll kill the engine. Number 2 is the fuel neck issue. People keep shoving their gas pump in there because the stupid neck is set at a dumb angle. Not a fan of the fuel necks. And it actually pushes the tube and separates the fill neck from the port. So now you might have fuel spillage. And it's still not fixing the fuel issue. The fuel issue, here, let me bring up the fuel issue. I'm doing a short article on this week. You see this? This is your Yamaha fuel tank. All right? That ring right there, that's got your fuel pump and your pickup in there. Well, what is all of this wet stuff coming all around that? That's fuel. Why? Because there's a rubber O-ring in there. Okay? The rubber O-ring, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, are going bad. So you need to take all those nylocks off. Those are nylon infused nuts, and pull that out, pull a gasket out, put a new gasket in, and do that. Well, they haven't issued a recall for that yet. So what I am encouraging people to do is to put their ski on a hose, turn on the engine, stick their head inside of the engine compartment, and see if they see wet stuff. See if they see fuel. All right? If you see fuel, if it's wet, if it's moist, if it's damp, what other adjectives do you want? All right? If it's more than humid and it's fuel, turn that ski off immediately and get it to a dealership and say, you need to fix the O-ring on this. You're paying for this. All right? And what they're gonna do is that they're gonna have a guy in the service department. He's gonna look at it and go, oh shit, yeah, that's a fuel leak. And he's going to contact Yamaha's dealer network associate who handles all their warranty work and say, Johnny Dumbass has a Yamaha that's leaking fuel around the fuel tank around the fuel pump. You need to comp my technician's time and for the parts. And they go, yes, we will. And that's going to be a warranted item. Mark my words, because they're going to have a recall with that real soon. All right. All righty. I didn't screw up the fuel time, or the fuel time, about the starting time. It's 7. I started on time. What's my opinion on the time change? My opinion on the time change is pay attention to who proposed the bill to finally end daylight savings time. Who proposed the bill? It was a Republican. All right. Plan on doing some metal detecting on shorelines in the Chesapeake Bay. Skis can get on shores close and out quick. Any idea of best equipment? No. I have no idea what to do for that. Mr. Unreliable. Dude, I started on time. We start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jay Hoofy, whatever your stupid name is. Yeah, I'm on time. Whoa, that's a heck of a super chat. Greg S. Missed a few Sundays late today, but happy Sunday. Just a hello and some support. Thank you, sir. Very nice. Thank you very much. All right. Hi, everyone. Your time zone is an hour behind when the video is supposed to start. Start with time zone opinions. Yeah, do not shallow start your ski. There you go. Billy's here. Very good. What's a good inexpensive choice to improve engine performance on a GPHO? Get rid of the air ribbon behind the throttle body. Number one. They're not ready yet. I can't talk about it so much, but Riva has something coming out for guys who don't want to change some major stuff for air intakes. It actually works really good, and especially for the SVHO engines. All right. Hey, Kevin, had an STX series for a while now. I normally ride in Long Beach, California. What do you recommend, RXTX or Cowie? Cowie, especially for Long Beach, California. There is no way I would recreationally ride an RXTX out in the Pacific intentionally. Oh, yeah. Not with the bow hunting on that one. Not at all. Cowie. Get an old Cowie if you don't want to wait for the new ones. Get a Cowie. All right. Let's see here. Don't put gas cans in internal storage. Okay. I do all the time. I've never had a problem. You want to know why? Because I strap it down and I pack it with towels. Never had a problem. Kevin bought a 2005 GP 1300R. It needs a new motor. I really want to restore this ski. Do you think it's worth it? Restore it like a 68 Roadrunner restore, or just build it and get it running? Are they a lot of fun? Yeah, that hull is one of the most successful hulls. That original GP 1300 hull is phenomenal, primarily for racing. The seat's as wide as a Clydesdale. But yeah. And you can get, I mean, if it doesn't have an engine, or if you want just a running turnkey engine, SBT has them. I know it's SBT and they're not super reliable, but you can get a complete crate motor and then just go through it and make sure it's all cherry. Make sure the tolerances are right. Make sure there's no slot. Make sure that the engine is ringed right. You know, the pistons are ringed. Check all the bearings. Yeah, it should be fine. All right. No Walmart on the water. Oh. Doug, very good question. Doug writes, Yamaha dealer told me that the 30% cut in production is much less and things are looking up. Is this true? Doug, yes. It's not a 30% cut in total production. It was a 30%. It was a total 30% cut in remaining production. And they did not have the total numbers to share. So let's just use round numbers. Let's say they estimated to build 10,000 wave runners. It was more, a lot more. But let's just use 10,000 because it's a round number. Let's pretend that they said we're going to build 10,000 wave runners in 2022. But they realized they were encountering some problems. And so production got to be slowed down by the time they reached 6,000. Again, I'm making this up. And they said, okay, we've built 6,000. 6,000 are out in the ether. They're out in the market. So what remains is 4,000 units. Okay. And they're saying, hey, we're encountering some supply chain problems. We may have to cut up to 30% of the remaining 4,000 units. Okay. Well, that is demonstrably less than 30% of 10,000 units. Capiche? Thankfully, they have had some good success in getting parts and getting stuff produced, and they've been able to knock out most of that. So in many cases, it's only looking not even out of the teens. I heard they may be looking towards like 17 to anywhere from 17 to 23%. Well, 17% is a lot better than 30. So again, and these are all vague. This is vague talk that I get from dealerships who are in the know. And, I don't know why that moved. I don't know why. There's my dog door over there. That's for the dog. Let's move it over here. Anyway, so yeah, it's really not nearly as bad. It's just delayed. That's all. So yeah, it's really not nearly as bad. Okay. Brandon writes, hey, Kevin, did you get a chance to review the cast aluminum sponsons yet and get your opinions? I have not. I have been absolutely buried these last 2 weeks. They will go on this week. I might run them on Friday's ride just because I won't have time to take them off and put the Rivas on. So I'll really be able to get some seat time with these things on there. And we'll get to see how they do with a whole bunch of weight on the tail. But they are cast. They're heavy as hell. I think they're cast iron personally, but I know they're not, but still. But yeah, I just haven't been able to test with it. It's driving me crazy. I've been so buried. So, yeah, all of last week I was in Florida. I visited Broward Motorsports. I visited Cycle Springs, and then I spent the day filming at Riva. Got some really cool stuff that's coming out in the next couple weeks and in like a month from Riva. One thing will really change the industry. Not you guys, not the majority of you guys, but will really change the small shop. And especially given what potentially could happen to the industry or at least to the economy. This could really change a lot of things. It doesn't sound terribly exciting. When you talk about it, you're kind of like, okay. But when you think of the ramifications and what it could do consequently, it could radically change how people get their watercraft serviced. So it's pretty cool. All right. Bring gas, Billy. Always golden. All right. Good. He's got most of that safety equipment. Okay, very cool. Billy. Good. Everyone says hi to Billy. Noah asks, do bunk slides put more stress on the hull due to much smaller contact area than a bunk? No. Because ultimately, 9 times out of 10, your bunks aren't perfectly flush to the hull. So the bunk slide actually helps. I have had tremendous success with bunk slides. And obviously, you don't bunk slide the whole damn thing. You space them out every couple feet. And they work great. They work great. And they're a soft plastic. You can typically etch them with your fingernail. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good. All right. Welcome back. Question. Hey, Kevin, love your videos. How do the slippery life vests perform in impact? What do you prefer for serious racing? I want it to protect me, trying to pick between a Jet Tribe impact vest or Slippery. Slippery does not have an impact vest. Jet Tribe makes the most uncomfortable stuff I've ever used in my entire life. But their impact vest is very durable. It is a very strong race grade vest. It's just made out of canvas bag material. Seriously, I'm not joking. They're made out of canvas bags. And they're this big, fat, super hard foam slates like a sandwich board. You know, like you're the crazy guy with no pants on going around New York City going, the end is near, the end is near. All right. Those sandwich boards. I've just have struggled with most stuff that Jet Tribe makes for form and fitment. But the one thing that they really do good is that RS vest. That RS vest is really brutally durable. It's just uncomfortable as all hell. Slippery makes comfortable stuff, but it's not for impact racing. When I raced offshore, what was the name of the brand? Yeah, I had a class 1 life vest, and I'm trying to remember the name of the brand. Guy, I'm really struggling to remember the name of the brand that I had. It was expensive as hell. I'm looking it up right now. Guy, I'm really having a hard time here. Okay. Shoot. Life vest is a personal, no. Life jacket, class 1. I'd have to look it up later. I apologize. I don't want to take every, it's not like, hey, watch Kevin search Google right now. But yeah, it was Kevlar lined. It was expensive. It was bitching. It was a really bitching vest. All right. Okay, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. Brad writes, when will the OEMs begin to incorporate NEMA protocol for accessory integration into the NECUs like we've been doing for 15 years with the stern drives and outboards? That is a very good question, and I don't think it's incumbent upon them through U.S. Coast Guard regulation. I'd have to dig into that one, Brad. That's a really good question. I like that. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Brad, I'm sorry I don't have an answer for you, but I loved your question. Very good. All right. Luis, super chat. Hi. Oh, hi from Puerto Rico. Want a Yamaha FX Limited, and the dealer might be taking deposit on April. Kawasaki's taking deposit now on Ultra 310LX. Because we ride offshore, should I wait for the Yamaha or go with the Ultra? I would go with the Ultra if you're riding offshore anyway. Holy crap, I'd be on a Cowie tomorrow. The hull's the same. The hull's the same, powertrain's the same. Everyone who I've talked to who's ridden the prototypes are like, dude, it's ergonomically, it's so much better. So I would really, and this is really, it sucks because I have not been on the new 2022 Kawasaki's. I just haven't. In fact, I was on the phone with Cowie Wednesday, and yeah, they were apologizing like, hey, I'm really sorry. The media department doesn't even have one. So can you see how totally bleached out this is what the hoodie is supposed to look like, but after 10,000 washes, it's faded blue. Yeah. I would go Cowie, Luis. I would go Cowie 100%, especially for offshore riding. Ooh, in a heartbeat. That you don't have to worry about paint. You don't have to worry about babying the paint. They're still using the same automotive paint. So, all right. Yeah. All right, let's look for questions. Looking for questions. Looking for love. Looking Panub. Buckwheat sings all his favorite songs. Looking Panub. All right. Who are my graybeards who remember that sketch? Who played Buckwheat? DC, can you write about DC writes, can you talk about riding technique? I'm new to ocean riding and want to know if there is a certain speed. Will I find a rhythm to the waves or the machine to skim on top? Well, that is an impossible question to answer because A, I don't know where you're riding in the ocean. B, I don't know which way the current is flowing that day. C, I don't know which way the wind is blowing that day. Many times not the same direction. D, or was he A, B, C, D? Don't know what ski you're on. I don't know how tall you are. Don't know how much you weigh. Don't know how fast you're going. You need to learn how to read the water. You need to learn where your particular ski wants to ride. Does it want to ride on the nose or want to ride on the tail? Do you want to put all your weight on the tail and get the nose up? Riding standing up versus sitting down. Too many factors. First thing to do, get some polarized sunglasses and learn to read the water. Best tip I can give. All right. Any thoughts on the 2022 FX Cruiser HO? Fast enough. Yes. Fast enough. I'm sure there's no news or change. And not asking if you have any update. Just saying, spoke with my dealer this week, and they have an expected date of April on our GTIs, but they even said they have no idea. April's a safe number or a safe time frame. Yeah, April's kind of safe. And if it's sooner, great. 64 miles per hour. Not on an FX Cruiser HO, you are. Sorry. Not on GPS. Are the fire extinguishers required? Yes. Especially with the Yamahas having the fuel problems that they're having. Buy a fire extinguisher. It's not part of the price. Most dealers will not give you a fire extinguisher for free. Quick question. 2016 FX HO. Does a Riva intake grate okay. Quick question. 2016 FX HO. Does a Riva intake grate is a good add-on to it? Anyone already have ribbon delete and Riva drop-in filter? Oh, Frederick. I'd rather talk about your syntax. Yeah, intake grate is intake grate's like a sticky tire. Intake grate is going to glue you to the water a little bit better, which keeps the tail planted, which effectively is going to be a little bit better. But I would go ride plate. I would go sponsons, ride plate, then intake grate. Intake grate would be the last of those three things. Personally, sponsons, ride plate, intake grate. Question: what do you recommend for PWC bumpers? I don't know what a bumper is. I know you mean bumper. but I'm going to be a jerk about it and make you resubmit your question with the word bumpers spelled properly. All right. Can you touch on why Yamaha hates you? Yeah. Because Yamaha corporate thought they told me that I was the one who leaked the internal memo of the 30% reduction in remaining production. They said I was the leak when I waited literally 2 days to do anything on it, and all you guys were like, "Dude, what does this mean?" And I didn't touch it. My biggest mistake, and I'll admit this 100%, was I probably should have reached out to Yamaha and be like, "Hey, this is everywhere. What does this mean?" And just show them all the Facebook links and the threads on Green Hulk and everything else. But they were asleep, and then when Friday's newsletter came out, they're like, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing? The angry ginger is sharing things." I don't know why they would sound like the Wicked Witch of the West. You know, I'm melting. What a world. But all right. Question: why did no? I am not going to answer your question because that's a cue. What bumpers do you recommend? I don't know. Whatever one's factory makes. Yamaha has a good drop-in bumper. You know, little vinyl split one that goes over, hangs off of a little hook. You have to drill out and do an install for the drop-in C-style bumpers for Sea-Doo. They're cool. They work. I just wish you didn't have to like do so much damn labor to put them on. My inner lazy bum is like, dude, really? Okay. Question: any more updates on the 2023 Spark? No, I haven't talked to anyone about it. And I haven't done an article on it almost because I'm too chicken shit. I'm like, I've done a video on it, and I don't know if I should do an article. And it's funny. We have, okay, for you guys who've been subscribing to the Yamaha Journal. Oh my gosh. For you guys who've been subscribing to the Watercraft Journal, I have maintained a April Fool's joke. And I've always done an April Fool's joke. Some of them are outlandish. Some of them are really spot on. 1 year I did 2 of them just so that people would believe one of them. And I take pride in my April Fool's jokes because a good April Fool's joke has to be believable. The really obnoxiously outlandish ones like, Sea-Doo's going to make a jet ski that runs on plutonium. Those are stupid. That's not an April Fool's joke. It doesn't fool anyone. It's dumb. I hate dumb April Fool's jokes. If you're going to do a prank, it's got to be airtight. All right? So I take a lot of pride in our April Fool's jokes. Well, April Fool's lands on a Friday, which is when we put our newsletter out, and I've got some really good ones. And we've drafted a couple, and one I know I can't run because it'll absolutely scorch the earth with one manufacturer. And I don't burn bridges. And this one would absolutely not only burn the bridge, but salt the land around it. But I did think it would be really funny to do the 2023 Spark article completely seriously and not a joke, and put that out on April Fools and have people go, wait a minute, is this real? Is this real? And have them question the entire time and actually do a non-prank for April Fools. That was the idea. That was one idea. And that's not going to get me in any trouble. Because if Sea-Doo goes, dude, what the hell? Like, April Fools. But anyway. So, yeah, I've got like, let's see, I got that one. I've got 3. And I'm only going to do one of them. I've been planning one of them for months. Oh, I just wish I had the Photoshop skills. All right, moving on. Skipped ahead. All right. Yes, I do sell long haulers. We put the link at the very top of the conversation. Flow. Yes, Flow. We do sell them. They're still available. I think we've got about 8 or 9 kits all sitting on the shelf. Yeah, link is at the top. Top of the chat. He has a link. Yes. Thank you, Jason. Great. It's the eGTI, Jason. Question. Don't you think it's a little late for taking deposits? Not when there's no product on the floor. Dealer scam? No. Dealers are doing their damnedest just to get product out. Is Kawasaki coming out with an R version? Yes, but not for like 2 years. It's going to be like 24. Eddie Murphy, attaboy. H2O on fire. H2O on fire. Email me your mailing address. You get a sticker. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Welcome to Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. Thanks for the response. All right. The real buckwheat? No. The one I was doing the joke about, Nancy. Come on. Question. What is your opinion on the Yes warranty for Yamaha? It's good. It's good. Works. You can't modify your skis. Well, you can. It just gets you into a gray area. Obviously, if you put like a ride plate and an intake grate or like a ride plate and sponsons on your ski and the engine snaps a timing chain, they can't go, oh, you had sponsons. You can't do that. They can't do that. You can put sponsons on it. You can paint the damn thing purple with green polka dots. It doesn't change your warranty as far as powertrain goes or anything like that. Eddie Murphy. Hercules. All right. 2022 FX SVHO. Any must-dos? New ride plate's good. Yeah, reflash the ECU to a stock 8000. Get rid of the air ribbon. Get the air ribbon delete. Change the impeller. Well, you don't have to change the impeller if you're at stock tune. If you do a stage 1, change the impeller. Sponsons. Okay. How will Sea-Doo's anti-debris intake grate affect? It's not the intake grate. Wait, the anti-debris intake grate off of the. Are you talking the intake grate off of the GTI, the rescue sled intake grate that has the screen? Or are you talking IDF? IDF doesn't affect performance at all. All right, big wave Sea-Doo. Question. Hi, Kevin. I keep my Sea-Doo in excellent condition and maintenance is always up to date. 141 hours, too much for a 2018, and how many hours before it has major engine issues? I don't know. Depends on who owned it. Did you own it 141 hours? If you're Johnny on the spot and you've taken care of your ski for 141 hours, then you're gravy. But if you're buying a ski with 141 hours, you better have a complete and total service record. I mean, complete and total service record. I'm talking little old lady from Pasadena has a little notebook in the glove box with every oil change and date and how many hours in between those oil changes. All right. How many times they change the spark plugs? How many times did they go in for 50-hour service? Blah, blah, blah. I want to be way on top, especially a Sea-Doo. Kay Lowry writes, hey, Kevin, is a K&N filter in stock airbox worth $100 or only go with aftermarket pyro filter only? No, Kay, but I will tell you should hang on tight because Riva's got one. It's a drop-in filter that is superior. It's made by K&N, but it's using K&N's marine grade stuff, not automotive stuff. So I would hang on to that. All righty. question. Okay, got that one. Does the aftermarket Riva intake grate increase chances of debris from getting sucked in? No. If you're gonna suck in debris, if you're gonna ram into shit and suck it up your intake grate, you're gonna do it with a stock one. The intake grate does not stop. I mean, maybe a big stick. Nope. You got to have a question. You got to have the word question. I want to see the word written out question in capital letters, or I won't. I will not see your question. All right. I already talked about that, about the 30% reduction in total production. I already answered that one. I like your dedication to pranks. Yes. I'm telling you. Okay. Let me tell you. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember this one. I did two April Fool's jokes one year. One of them was Yamaha was going to introduce the helmet communication system for drivers and passengers, like they have on their motorcycles, on their star bikes, the big long distance cruisers where you see the old couple and they got the helmets with the microphones and they can talk one another and they can listen to Fleetwood Mac's Dreams while they're riding down the highway. Okay, so I don't know why I picked Fleetwood Mac. I actually really like Fleetwood Mac, but anyway, moving on. I think I made a joke about Cat Stevens earlier and I got someone mad. Yusuf Islam. That would have been a trivia question. Should I ask just random trivia questions and see if people get them? All right. So that was one prank. Was that helmet system was going to be available through the FXs for long distance riders, and that was not very convincing. But we had done another one the same day, and we never published we never published 2 articles a day. The other one was that the United States Coast Guard had issued a retroactive decree that all personal watercraft within the next 6 months must come with a visibility spout. Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo must all have the Yamaha visibility spout, and all existing Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Polaris, Kawasaki's had to be retroactively updated with a visibility spout. And I painstakingly created the actual legal verbiage in the article and had a link to the U.S. Coast Guard's website. People spent hours digging through all legislation trying to find the bylaw that I had written. And of course it wasn't there, but I had said it was this. And the most hilarious thing is that I hyperlink whenever I quote someone, and I always quote someone. When I quote them, I hyperlink them, and they're always a cartoon character. They're always a cartoon character. And no one clicks the hyperlinks because people are lazy. And I just laugh because I'm like, okay, here you go. And I did this whole thing on visibility spouts, and I said that it would be a $2,600 per infraction. It was a ticket for $2,600 per infraction, or like $1,800 per infraction. And people were like, I will shoot a guy if he tries to write me a ticket for not having my visibility spout or having a visibility spout. These guys were fuming. It was so funny to see the vitriol. It was hilarious. The most damaging prank I'd ever done was that by 2017 by 2024 or 2022 or whenever it was, that the IGSBA World Finals were moving to Kissimmee, Florida. Woo! People were calling the mayor of Lake Havasu City, screaming at him. Nedra Atwood, the cowbell lady, God bless her, she's the best, but she exploded. Oh, she unfriended me on Facebook. She was so mad. And people were like, this is just damaging. You're just damaging the IGSBA. You're just trying to go after. I'm like, it's a joke, you spineless morons. And I got phone calls on Easter Sunday saying I'll burn in hell because I dared joke that the World Finals were going to move from a wet little spot in the desert to Central Florida. And the people who are more mad than anyone where 50-year-old divorced single moms who used to be hot when they were 20, who go to the IGSBA World Finals just to feel like they're 22 again, so they can listen to freaking Whitesnake and get hit on by divorced or single 60-year-old guys and go to Kokomo's and get drunk. That's the people who are giving me crap. I got called from the guys at Sea-Doo, and they were like, you are a god among men. That is the best prank I've ever seen. My World Finals prank, you should see the comments, guys. Go to watercraftjournal.com, type in IGSBA, Kissimmee, Florida. The comments are golden. Okay, moving on. All right. Question. Which of the three manufacturers hates you the least? Honda. Cigarette really likes me right now. Cowie tolerates me because I've known John Rawl for ages, and John's a good friend. It'll be a really dark day when he retires. He's been at this game for a long time, and he's tired. Sea-Doo, I have a really good relationship with Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo really likes me. They love my team at IGSBA. Oh my gosh, I think I had a stroke sometime. I can't think straight. They love the Watercraft Journal, and our team puts out really good content, and Sea-Doo's very happy with what they get from us. And I mean, the reality is that Sea-Doo kind of knows, hey, listen, some days there's bad news, some days there's good news. And we didn't buy advertising to curry favor with Kevin or with the Watercraft Journal. So they never tell me, hey, you got to pull this, or you got to turn this off, or kill this article, or whatever. Sorry for moving the camera. For whatever reason, I'm like, I don't like seeing the dog door. All right. What drive-on dock would you recommend? Is it Wave Armor? I think the name is Wave Armor. And I read your article, wondering what you think 2020. Wave Armor makes a really nice one. That's the name that comes to mind right now. I can't think of anyone otherwise. Yes, some 22 Cowies are showing up at dealers, which is good. All right. Doop. Skipped ahead. Holy crap. Okay, here we go. Opinions on 2022 VX Cruiser. The same opinion I had in 2021. Go ahead and read our review. Question. Maritza Maldonado. Maritza, where's your question? Maritza writes, question. Any updates on the 2022 Kawasaki 320 LX and the 2022 FX SVHO Limited? My friends already got their 22 Sea-Doos. I'm not really sure what your question is. Any updates? There's no updates on these units. The 22 units are exactly what they're going to be. There's no updates. You're talking about delivery dates? April. Question. Thanks for answering my question. Ha! Smart ass. Question. 2021 FX SVHO. Riva plate or 22 factory plate? Riva plate. Question. What's your average workday look like? Oh my gosh. Let's see. I work from home. And so there's that meme that says, I didn't want to work 40 hours a week, so I started my own business, and now I work 24/7. I run 2 magazines, 2 YouTube channels. I manage a team of 14 people, and who are all over the country and all over the world, because we have Australia and Canada too. And typically I'm up by 6:30, sometimes 7 if my wife is taking care of the kids getting ready for school. Kids are off to school. I'm typically at my desk by 8 o'clock. Normally with a rock star or a monster, which I know I shouldn't. I got to get off of caffeine again. I have to. It's screwing me up. And if I'm not filming or out in the shop or out in the garage or driveway wrenching on stuff, I'm at my desk till probably 4 o'clock. I'll cook, make sure kids are doing their schoolwork. Then I'll get back to the desk around 7 or 8 o'clock. Put the younger kids to bed, and then I'll work from 8 to about 11. And then I'll crash right before midnight and then wake up at 6, 7 o'clock the next day. So, all right. Question: where do I put a tow valve shutoff? How do you reach that far down in the ski? Well, you could do a couple things. You could, it depends on what your ski is. The best ones I've seen are put in the pump tunnel. Oh, we got some super chats. Mark, thank you for the super chat, but not a question. Rick writes, question: how do you reach down on ski to get to the hose to put in a tow valve shutoff? Plan on doing a lot of open ocean riding soon, so just in case you jump in the water. I don't know what ski you got. So jump in the water, turn the knob. Otherwise, pull the passenger seat off and reach all the way in there, not burn your hands, and put it in there. It just depends on what ski you have and where you put it. Otherwise, you're jumping in the water and you're going to do it. I know, it's the water. It's scary. It's full of sharks and piranhas. And it's cold and it makes your weenie hurt. But jump in the water and turn it off. Or lay down. Try to lay down. Stick your arm in and do that. Sometimes your reverse bucket's going to get in the way, so it's going to be hard to reach. So that's kind of part of it. All right. Thanks for helping with my oil change issues. Crisis averted. Now to see if I can find the filter off my Riva catch can. It fell off. Ugh. All right. Let's go back. All right. Question: are you planning any Great Lakes rides this year in the Detroit, Ohio area? No, because I don't know my way around there. So if you know a really cool route that we can do, let me know. Brandon, I'm all ears. Email me a route. All right. Question: if the Switch does the numbers or close to it with the way things are now, do you think Sea-Doo will do more variants of it? 100%. 100%. Even it's already planned. 5 years worth of models and different variation kit packages are already planned. There's a fishing one that's done in drab green colors and stuff like that. It honestly looks like a duck. It looks like a duck hide. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, it's already done. By the way, guys, if you want to know how committed Sea-Doo is to the Switch, understand something. The Switch is on a 365-year-round production schedule in the former Evinrude plant. The Evinrude plant is fully dedicated to Switch production. They're made in the United States, not in Mexico, and it's year-round. Understand me. Sea-Doo is married to the Switch right now. Okay. 300 horsepower. That straight six is expected to do about 280 to 300 horse. No, it's a stock tune of Atlas. The 8,000 RPM stock tune does not accelerate faster. It just takes the speed limiter out. That's why it has the word stock in it. Hello, McFly. Hello. Okay. Question: why has the PWC industry been in decline for so long? What can be done to fix it? African Sun, you are incorrect, sir. The PWC industry hit a record high in 2019. We were just shy of breaking 100,000 units, which had not been done since 1996. 2019, they sold 92,000 units in 2019. 2020, they sold less, even though demand was even higher because of COVID shutdowns, plants being shut down for 2 months, blah, 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 blah. Then it effectively hit the fan. So no, the industry has not been in decline. The industry was in a rapid ascent during the previous administration. From 2015 to 2019, it was a vertical climb in yearly sales. And I mean vertical, straight up. All right. Question: what difference will you see just from the ribbon delete? Some claim speed on top end. Some claim more throttle response. Is there any danger to it, like some people claim? It's a safety protocol. It's a safety part. It is a warranty voiding modification because you're getting in behind the throttle body. So anyone who is scared of voiding their warranty, do not do it. If you do not give a rat's ass about your warranty, do it. You will get better throttle response. Because you are allowing the engine to breathe. It could go giant nostrils. All right, you're allowing the engine to breathe. Otherwise, it is trying to breathe through an itty bitty straw and go. All right, that is what's happening. It needs to be able to breathe. The same goes for the air filter element. If you put a cold air kit from Riva, I know it's not a cold air. It's not called a cold air kit. It's called a power filter. You put a power filter kit and an air ribbon delete. Those two things alone will allow that engine to free breathe better than anything you have ever done in the history of ever. Okay. Questions? Any more questions? Joseph writes, Kevin, been seeing some chatter over Yamaha not going to SMC. Hate to beat a dead horse. What have you heard? It's not what I heard. It's what I know. It's what I know. It is SMC. Whoever's saying otherwise is a cannot say that word. You understand what I'm saying? They are wrong. They are dumb. They do not know what they're talking about. Do not listen to those people. Question: do you ever get tired of questions? Yes. Question: how much fun is it to ride from Texas to Florida and over to Bimini? I don't know. How much fun are hemorrhoids and saddle sores? Can we get the likes up to 100, guys? We're at 47 likes, and I'm already an hour and 10 minutes into this. Can we get the likes to 100, please? All right, question. Should I wait for whatever new intake Riva has coming out for 2022 GP SVHO or buy their Stage 2 kit now? Buy their Stage 2 kit now. Get the Stage 2 kit right now. Just do it. Do it. I'll wait. You tell me. Okay, I'm joking. Question. Oh, whoops. Question was on putting in a tow valve shutoff on a 2015 Yamaha FX Cruiser. You can do it on the inside, and you can reach in, pull the storage tub, and you can do it from the inside. It's easier if you do it from the rear, but whatever. 1996 was a fun year. Question. Do you think fishing from jet skis will blow up? Trying to cash out on this somehow. Christian, it has already blown up. It's just the Americans are the slowest ones to adopt it. Jet ski fishing is so popular in Australia that it's actually a primetime TV show on like once a month on a Friday night. Jet ski fishing is massive in South Africa. It's massive in New Zealand and Australia. It is huge in Hawaii and Japan. America is behind on this. There is a global fishing, jet ski fishing tournament in South Africa where they catch sharks. America is behind on this one. Everyone thinks America is the tip of the spear. Not always. All right, we're pretty dense on this one. And for whatever, it's a bunch of old school fishermen who still wear their Charlie Brown plaid caps and hang out on a bass boat and listen to George Strait records. I don't know. Are Yamaha EX engines speed limited? No, but they're RPM regulated, like all engines are. Every engine on the planet has rev limiters. Come ride with us in the Great Lakes. We got all kinds of routes, ROOTS. You mean routes, RUTES? You'll be blown away. Joe, you keep tagging me in Instagram. I'm telling you, you're killing me. My guy Chris is like, holy crap, who is this guy? All right, Joe, you've come up with a route. Give me a couple months of leeway, and we'll make it our Watercraft Journal ride. And we'll get everyone to go. Dang it, this thing keeps skipping ahead. I scroll down and go zip. Okay. Question. What do you think is going to start making PWCs first? Honda or Polaris? Polaris. My money's on Honda. Your money's wrong. Or they ain't even thinking about it. Guys, I did a whole video on this. Polaris was ready to pull the trigger. Polaris was ready to pull the trigger, and then Trump lost. And they knew exactly what that meant. It meant Democrats were going to jack up the economy. Democrats were going to... Joe Biden literally ran on, I'm shutting down American oil production. There's video of him saying it. In the second and third debates with Donald Trump, he said, folks, we're going to green energy. Come on, man. And then he quickly shat his pants. But yeah, they ran on this. They told you. That's the funny thing about the devil. Do you understand this? The devil will tell you, I'm the devil. The devil is not, he's very prideful. Evil loves to pull the mask away. They love to reveal themselves. They say, yes, I like molesting children and hiking prices and making people not own things because I want you to be a serf and I will be your king and you will like it. This is who the devil is. And all those sycophants who praise him do exactly what that does. All right? They are telling you what they're going to do. And people say, well, I don't like the mean tweet guy because he's got orange face and he's mean and silly hair. So I'm going to vote in the Crypt Keeper. Well, guess what? You got him. All right? And for you Canadians who are voting for Trudeau, you earn every bit of that too. All right? You remember that line from The Phantom Menace and Star Wars where Queen Amidala is sitting there when they elect the first emperor? Or no, it's not Phantom Menace. It's in Attack of the Clones. Excuse me, second episode. And she goes, this is how democracy dies, with uproarious applause. Yes. Yes, we can. Si se puede. I don't know how you guys get confused by this. Any word on 2022 ski being shipped to Canada? I don't know. Sea-Doos, yeah. Yamaha's slower. Question: why is PWC racing no longer covered on TV? Because it's dead. No, I think CBS Sports covers P Aqua X, P1 Aqua X. There's no draw. Jet ski racing's dead, guys. I know I shouldn't say that. Oh my gosh, Kevin's so mean. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Rah, rah, rah. You want to know why? There's no kids. There's no kids. Get kids involved. I'm talking 12 and 14. I'm talking 18-year-olds. There's no young stars. Who's the most famous skateboarder? Tony Hawk. He's 50 and just broke his femur. I'm not joking. Dave Bamus was telling me, he goes, yeah, dude, he shattered his femur. He's in a bad way. Still the most famous skateboarder. You know, the most famous jet ski racers. Yeah, I mean, I hung out with two really good ones this week. Christian Daly, Chris Landis. Those are young guys. They're not even like, I think they're both under 25. And that's where it needs to be. That's honestly where it needs to be. It needs to be young talent, young, good-looking, attractive guys and girls who can take good photographs and half the wetsuit off and get people, ooh, he's cute, and ooh, let's go over here. She's pretty, and let's go. There's no Christy Carlsons. There's no Jeff Jacobs. Chris McCluggage is 44 years old, 45. I mean, and he's still in killer shape. But I mean, my point is that he's in his 40s. Okay, there needs to be younger guys. Torrey Snyder, great talent. We need to make these young guys the stars. We need to let the old dudes go into veterans class and go, okay, time to get on your horse and ride into the sunset. This is a young man's game. But there's too many gray beards out there, and I'm one of them. There's too many gray beards. Got to get more youth in it. It's got to be more youth. We're at 96 likes. We got 4 more to go. All right, question. Oh, dang it. Where did I find the woman that I have to handle my psychotic? Okay, Scoob. I don't know what that. Whatever. Hey, everyone. Here's GM trashing you guys who like Trump. Everyone share what you think about GM. Yeah. Question. Is it gonna hurt my new RXPX by running in cold water 33 degrees? No, you'll be fine. It's got antifreeze in it. You're good. Politics as explained by Kevin. So you remember in Star Wars? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're called cautionary tales. Let's see here. Question. Okay, got that one already. Yeah, okay. Yeah, CBS Sports. Good. Why is jet ski fishing good? Always thought jet ski fishing was kind of budget fishing. No, not necessarily. You can get into different areas. It's more accessible. And plus, if the fishing sucks, you're still on a jet ski. Go have fun. Question: are any of the PWC manufacturers ever going to address the lack of certified service technicians? Plenty of dealers, not technicians. Very good question, African son. Yamaha actually pumped a bunch of money into what was the series of technician schools? We did an article on it last year. They pumped millions of dollars into a new training curriculum to get more Yamaha certified technicians. And I'm trying to remember the name of the program. But yeah, they're really making an effort for it. But here's the problem. How many people are going to technical schools? No, they're going to freaking college because their high school counselor told them you can't be anything if you don't go to college. And they go and get a liberal arts degree. And what do they do with it? They pour your coffee. All right. Or they say, I want to be a TikTok star and shake their ass on their camera. That's the degree of idiots that we have. Okay. Let's see here. Question: Yamaha 1.8 liter head issues actually an issue if the ski stays stock? No. There was a short run of cylinder heads in 2019, 2020 that were showing cracking in between the spark plug port and the exhaust valve, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but there was some hairline fracturing happening in the bowl, and thankfully they started catching it early. But they had to issue a whole set of recasting, and that required them to change the molds. So they had to change all the sand castings. And once they did that, they realized, well, we could probably make some things a little bit cleaner. So they cleaned up some stuff. And 21, I believe, is when the new cylinder heads I think the part number is the same, but it's a superseded. And yeah, it's oh wow, you found it in 2015, Billy. Interesting. Yeah, and on stock applications they're having that problem. Okay, well, yeah, it's that's a curiosity. But I knew they had new castings in 2021, so that's the biggest thing. All right, well, it's an hour and 22, and we're done with we're pretty much done. So okay, well, guys, we didn't have a lot of super chats. For those who did, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We will have again this Tuesday. We plan to have the 3 jersey design colors to choose from. I'll probably give it about 2 weeks worth of voting. So please help vote for the next color because we only do one color at a time. And so yeah, help us pick the color if you like the design. And we will also have this Friday's ride. If you have questions, please email me or go to the article, which has everything detailed in it on watercraftjournal.com. And yeah, so I think that's good, guys. This was fun. It was kind of loose, and I don't mind doing the loosey-goosey ones. Oh, hey, let me talk about a correction. I'm going to eat some crow. 2 things. The guys at Yamaha, or excuse me, the guys at Riva showed me the part itself. There was a video that it was an answer to a question, and I said that the reason why there's a lot of residual water left in the wave runners was that the pump siphon would backflow. And while that is true, it's a lot less, and it is definitely not the primary cause for the water in the hull. And the reason being is that there is literally a 90-degree one-way check valve. All right, it's a little rubber duckbill that's inside of it. And that one-way check valve doesn't allow a backflow of water at the level that I had talked about. And so I was incorrect on that one. That was my understanding for years, was that it was backflow from that siphon. I mean, for years. And Joe at Riva and those guys were like, "Hey man, that's not right." And I was like, "Oh, are you sure?" And they go, "Yeah." And they went over to a ski and they literally pulled that fitting off of the siphon, and they said, "Look at this." And we cracked it open. We were looking inside with a light, and I was like, "Oh damn, there's a duckbill in there." So I got to eat crow. I was wrong on that one. So I wanted to make that correction. Yeah, I really wanted to make a correction on that one because that was something really important. And the other thing is the Riva performance team is of two minds in regards to the electroplating that is on the electroplating that's on the cylinders for the Ace 300 engines, or actually all the Ace engines. I had in previous videos said plasma coating, and it's plasma coating. It's not electroplating. I mixed it up again. I knew it. They plasma coat the cylinders. They do not electroplate, and it's not Nicosil. All right. It's not a nickel-based plasma coating. It is their own. It's Rotax's own 11 herbs and spices. It's their own recipe. And unfortunately, I had been saying plasma coating, and I had been saying a nickel-based in a lot of the videos and in the articles. And the guy's like, first, it's not nickel-based. It's not Nicosil. It's not Eaton's Nicosil. It's their own plasma coating. And two of the guys there were like, yeah, it kind of sucks, and it makes for irregular hones, and that's why you have blow by. And then another one was like, nope, never had a problem with it, and you can duty cycle that engine. You can preload. You can load those pistons, load those rings within 45 minutes to an hour of just hard break-in, and override the ECU, and you'll be fine. And then the other guys went, I don't like that. So even the guys at Riva, that topic is still kind of split. I'm erring on the side of kind of caution and being super safety. Anyway, that was the two things I wanted to make corrections of. I think I had yes, it'll void the warranty. It'll void the warranty. Tune versus stock SVHO clutch life. Depends on how much of a tune you're doing. That's way too vague, Carmine. Way too vague. Julian, if you can find me evidence of that, I'll send you a pack of stickers. I'm not going to go into it, though. Question: are jet skis considered fuel efficient? Yes. Seems to you. It depends on how you use it. This controls your fuel efficiency. All right. Naturally aspirated will always go better than supercharged. Of all the supercharged skis, the SVHO is the most fuel efficient, but that's by a small degree. Okay. When are we going to get to 20,000? That's a good question, Timothy. I really, really want to know because we have a lot of stuff to give away. In fact, I got my box of the new Strapino straps to give away too. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. You guys are making me stay. I don't want to stay. Yeah, I got 875 hours on my stock clutch before it went out. That's crazy. If I connect my electronic bilge pump, would I have to drain the whole time? No, you can put it on a switch. Just put it on a switch. fuel efficient. Some are, yes. Yes, they are. Do I have to replace my clutch with my super? Do I have to replace the clutch of my Super Chicken like the SVHOs? Your Super Chicken? You're talking your Kawasaki two-seater? I don't think you have a supercharger clutch. So I don't think so. Takamo. All right, guys, I'm done. It's an hour 30. We're done. Have a good night. It's been fun.